Hello, this is Darcy, the dog trainer, owner and head trainer of Communicanine Training and Behavioral Counseling, where it's my passion and purpose to connect dogs and people. And today I want to share with you one of my favorite ideas. I know I have a lot of them, but there's so many fun things that you can do with your dogs to keep them busy that don't actually require a ton of your time. And as we know, a dog who's being productively busy is being kept out of trouble. So I like to help people keep their dogs out of trouble and make their dogs happy in the process. So here's one of my favorite things to do. Now, we all know about stuffing Kongs with peanut butter, but the problem with peanut butter is it's not nutritionally complete or sound for dogs, so they can't actually eat a lot of it, certainly not all the time or as a main part of their diet. And the other thing is it only takes like 30 seconds to empty out a Kong with peanut butter or a marrow bone that's got some peanut butter in it. And then your dog's done and bored again. So what I like is activities that keep your dogs busy for at least 15-20 minutes or more, just so that they can really satiate themselves on getting some energy out and really doing something productive and focused, and to keep their mind and body busy. So I want to share with you 3 really simple but really good ways to stuff your Kongs so that they actually last and give your dog something to do for quite a long time. As you can see, I have different sized Kongs here. I've got the giant Kong for the bigger dog, and I've got this is I think an extra large. Got a couple of large Kongs and a couple of really small ones here as well. So, but make sure you do get a size appropriate Kong for your dog. So simple hack number 1, canned dog food. So all you got to do is open a can of dog food. This is Go by Petcurian, and it's nice and soft and mushy. And all you got to do is stuff it inside your Kong. So there's that nice giant hole in one end there. Stuff it in there, pack it in really, really tight. And then here's the awesome part. You put it in the freezer. So freeze it overnight, and then you've got a popsicle. So when that popsicle comes out of the freezer, now your dog really has to work at it for a little bit to get the food out. With my dogs with a Kong this size, it'll take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes or more sometimes to empty one of these. So that's number 1. Now the next thing is you can take some dry dog food and mix in again the canned food. So you can mix them in together and put enough canned food in there to really make it moist, and pack that into the Kong. And pack it in real tight, and then throw that in the freezer. So you've got a popsicle again, but it's a mixture of canned and dry food this time. If you're not keen on canned food, or maybe you don't have canned food on hand or whatever, you can certainly mix in plain no-fat yogurt into your dog's dry food as well, and stick that in the Kong, and yes, freeze it. So the last hack the last Kong stuffing idea that I'm going to give you is so not every kibble is good for this particular strategy, but take your kibble, pour some water in it, and soak it until it's mushy. Some kibbles take a really long time to do that, like this is a canna, and it takes a really long time, which is why I started using canned food, because it was a much quicker process for me. But some dry foods really can soak that water up in about 20 or 30 minutes and it turns into kind of a mush. So you want to put your fingers in it and make sure you can mush the food up with your fingers. And then you can pack that into the Kong real tight and then freeze it. So the cool thing about this is you can put, a whole can of food and a whole bunch of Kongs, stick them in the freezer, and now you have a whole bunch of Kongs at the ready for a rainy day, like it is here. I don't know if you can hear the water on the window there, but it's pouring rain outside right now. And, not a great day. We did do a walk today, but, my dogs aren't certainly going to spend a lot more time outside now. So I can do stuffed frozen Kongs to keep them busy now. Or you're just tired, or your dog's just getting on your nerves, or you have a dog who you ran them already, but they still have, focused, or they still have energy and they still want to engage with you. Or you're trying to do a quiet activity with the kids and you just need the dog out of your face for a little while. Give them a stuffed frozen Kong. Now, in order to get your dogs really engaged with the Kong first, I would actually suggest giving them the Kongs at least 3 or 4 times unfrozen. so that it's really easy to get the food out. So you want them to have an easy win. If it's too hard to get the food out initially, unless you have a really food-focused dog, a lot of dogs are just going to give up on it. So start by just putting the canned food or the mixture of canned and dry food, or the plain yogurt and dry food in there, and just feed it to your dog like that until they get to the point where they see a Kong and they are super excited about it. That's when you know it's time to start freezing them and making it more challenging to get that food out. I don't know if you, well, no, you can't see because they're not on camera, I don't think, but all of my dogs are hanging out here right now because they love these things. All I have to do is open the freezer door, pull out a Kong, and everybody's eyes light up. And they take their Kongs, run to their corners, and they're busy for the next 20 or 30 minutes or more sometimes. So that's my training tip for this week. Have fun with this one with your dogs. Super easy, as you can see. I've got 6 Kongs here, quick count, 6 Kongs. So almost one for every day of the week if I only had one dog. And you can certainly have a whole bunch. You can buy a whole bunch, stuff them, freeze them, and you're good to go. You're ready for the week. All right, take care. We'll see you next week.